Michelangelo Buonarroti, born on March 6, 1475, was not just an artist. He was a visionary, a sculptor, a painter, an architect, and a poet. A man whose genius shaped the very essence of the Renaissance. Even today, no artist comes close to matching his brilliance. His works are not mere creations, they are windows into the divine, forged by the hands of a mortal. The early years, a prodigy in marble. From a young age, Michelangelo displayed an extraordinary talent that set him apart. His first known sculpture, Madonna of the Stairs, was created when he was still a teenager. Influenced by Donatello, this shallow relief carving already hinted at his deep understanding of anatomy and movement. Around the same time, he sculpted the Battle of the Centaurs, a dynamic and powerful piece that showed his ability to capture raw human emotion in stone. These works were mere glimpses of what was to come. The rise of a master, the sculptures that defined an era. Michelangelo's talent soon caught the attention of the powerful Medici family, granting him access to classical sculptures and the finest artistic training in Florence. As he entered his 20s, he sculpted Bacchus, a daring and lifelike depiction of the Roman god of wine. Unlike traditional statues of gods, Michelangelo presented Bacchus with an air of intoxication, blurring the line between divine beauty and human imperfection. But it was the Pietà that cemented his reputation as a master. Completed in his early 20s, this breathtaking sculpture of the Virgin Mary cradling the lifeless body of Christ is a masterpiece of both technical skill and emotional depth. The delicate folds of Mary's robes, the serene sorrow in her expression, every detail radiates perfection. It remains one of the most moving works of art in history. And then came David. Towering at over 17 feet tall, this masterpiece, sculpted from a single block of marble, embodies the very spirit of Renaissance humanism. The sheer detail in his muscles, the intensity in his gaze. Michelangelo transformed a simple statue into a symbol of strength, defiance, and perfection. Originally intended for Florence Cathedral, David was deemed too magnificent to be placed high above, and instead, it was given a place of honor in the Piazza della Signoria. The painter's genius, the Sistine Chapel Ceiling. Though he considered himself a sculptor above all, Michelangelo's talents knew no bounds. In 1508, he was summoned by Pope Julius II for what would become his most famous work, the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. For 4 years, he labored on his back, painting over 300 figures across the vast ceiling. The creation of Adam, with God's outstretched hand nearly touching Adam's, has become one of the most iconic images in human history. Every detail, from the muscular forms to the ethereal glow, reflects Michelangelo's unparalleled understanding of the human body and divine beauty. The architect, building a legacy in stone. Michelangelo's genius extended beyond sculpture and painting. He was also a visionary architect. His work on the Laurentian Library in Florence introduced bold, dynamic designs that broke away from traditional Renaissance architecture. But his most enduring architectural achievement came later in life when he was appointed chief architect of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Though the basilica had been under construction for decades, it was Michelangelo who designed its magnificent dome, a structure that remains one of the most awe-inspiring feats of engineering in the world. Even in his 70s, his genius knew no limits. The final years, a master's last breath. As Michelangelo aged, his works became more introspective, more deeply personal. The Last Judgment, painted in his 60s, adorns the altar wall of the Sistine Chapel. It is a harrowing and chaotic vision of the Second Coming of Christ, filled with raw emotion and overwhelming movement. Even in his 80s, Michelangelo continued to sculpt. His Rondanini Pietà, left unfinished at the time of his death, shows an aged artist confronting mortality, stripping away ornamentation to reveal raw, unfiltered sorrow. On February 18, 1564, Michelangelo took his final breath at the age of 88. He had lived a life of relentless passion, leaving behind a legacy that would forever shape the world of art. His works continue to inspire, awe, and remind us that true genius transcends time. Michelangelo was more than an artist. He was a force of nature. His sculptures breathe, his paintings speak, and his architecture stands as a testament to human ingenuity. Over 500 years later, his works remain unmatched. The Renaissance produced many great artists, but only one Michelangelo. If you found this video fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of history's greatest moments. What is your favorite Michelangelo masterpiece? Let us know in the comments below.